Hey, good afternoon, traders. Okay, so with altcoins really starting to pop now, I'm going to be putting out a few more of these videos every week. And last week's video was pretty popular. You guys enjoyed taking a look at that time I had 8 coins picked out, and some of those popped like literally minutes after I put out the video. This week I think I have 20 on the list. And of course, we'll start with Bitcoin. And I'll just run through this real quick and let you know really quickly what I think from a technical analysis viewpoint. And, you can take my information for what it's worth and go from there if you so decide. All right, so we always start with Bitcoin. So let's jump into the chart here. And this is the 4 hour. I'm zoomed into the 4 hour, but Bitcoin is still taking action, moving up, and it has currently conquered that 100-day moving average. That is a very good sign. Again, I do think it's going to run up here and test our resistance, and my hopes is that we pop through this and start to become bullish once again. As I said in my daily update videos, I'm seeing lots of green shoots, lots of good signs that the bulls are back and they're here to stay this time. All right, so let's jump into my list. Again, if you're not familiar with what I do, I take, I peruse through the 150, 160, I'm not sure what it is right now, Coinbase coins. I find the best of those, and I've just tagged them a color. I call that the purple tag, and those are my favorite out of that 100 and whatever it is, 50 coins. I think I got about 60 that I've tagged purple. Those are the ones that I really am interested in and appear to be ready to move soon. Now, out of this purple list, I've perused through that and narrowed it down again. So these are the coins that I expect to move like within the next week or two. So let's take a look at this week's hotness. Again, some of these, so the last video I put out was 3 days ago. This list I haven't cleaned up yet. This is the one that, all right, so we were on this red candle when I put out the last video, and I said this one's ready to move, and look, we're up 50% just today. And the last 3 candles have been green. So we moved all the way from when I put out the video, we were at 65 cents, and this one's at $1.04. I need to take it off this list since it's already moved. So let me do that as I go through this video with you. This week's hotness is no longer this week's hotness. All right, OMG. Remember I said this one, what I would like to do is wait for it to settle back down to this black trend line. However, it looks like it's trying to tackle this 100-day. Now, if it closes above this 100-day, look for it to come back down and rest on the 100-day. Stays above that 100-day, that would be my entry area. If it does not close above the 100-day here, and then at that point, I would say it would come back down and settle on my ascending support. And this would be where you want to enter. So you have 2 entries here depending upon where we close today on OMG. And that one looks like it's ready to go as well. Let me zoom out here and show you way up here is where I expect it to go eventually. All right, so we're at $5. I mean, you're talking $20, $25. That's 5x on OMG. Now that, of course, would be over the next several months, not weeks. These are all coins that look to be ready to go like within the next week or two. All right, the next one I have up here is already starting to pump. You can see I have a descending purple trend line, which we are trying to break over the top of. This one might take a little bit more patience before you wait for your entry. For me, what I would do if I was looking to enter this trade is I'd wait for us to hit our 100-day here, and then we like to come back down and kiss the last resistance area goodbye, right? So that would be this descending purple trend line. Let me bring that down a little bit more so you can see about where I would look to enter is right here. All right, so this will take probably a couple days to play out, unless it's like the previous coin we just looked at, OMG, and it tackles and it defeats that 100-day moving average, closing above the 100-day moving average, then opening a new candle, then that would be the area. All right, do you understand how we're choosing our entry area? And again, it takes a little bit of patience to do this, but if you do it right, you can get a good entry. Engine or ENJ. I was just going to do actually a tech analysis video on this because now it looks like it has broken, or it is trying to conquer this resistance. So we were under this resistance previously. Now if I draw, let me see what's going on here. I probably still could do. There's a level right there, and that coincides with the 50-day descending. That is a strong area of confluence. So you do look to have a little bit of a inverse head and shoulders here. And if I zoom out even further, was it this one? No, I don't see it. All right. So this one, I'm not sure that I should have included it in this list. We have too much resistance here. So let me remove this, guys. This will be something I look at in the future. Ignore this one for now. I'm just trying to see what I saw to add it to this list, and it might have been just a fat finger. So I'm going to take it out because I don't see anything there really impressive. All right. Here we have COT, and that is broken to the upside of this trend line. Again, we're coming into, just like the other one, coming into resistance at the 50-day. What I would do is I would wait for us to come back, settle down on top of this trend line. And that would be my entry. Unless, again, we conquer this 50-day moving average. If we conquer and close above it, open a new candle and close above it, that would be my entry area, just like the previous two. All right? Understand how this is working, guys? All right, here we have graph token. The reason I like this is it's formed a nice little bull flag here, and it looks like we've got some room to move above us. I think it's probably going to shoot at least to that 100-day descending, but probably up here to this level I have at 52 cents. And honestly, this is probably one I'll even hold past that, because we are in, let me zoom out here, we are in a long descending triangle, and this is a bullish pattern. All right, so I think we come up eventually into this whole area here, which is lots of resistance, and we're going to try to bang through some of that stuff. And if we can conquer this descending purple trend line at the top here, that's when it really takes off. You can see I have a target up here at $3. Once we break to the upside of this descending wedge. But anyways, in the meantime, this one looks like it's ready to pop at least up to the 100-day and probably to that support up ahead. Let me measure that. And then you're looking at 20% profit like within the next week or so. Mana I had on the list last time. We're still working on this triangle, trying to break to the upside of this wedge. Once we do, that could be your signal to enter, or as we like to do, wait for us to hit resistance, come back down, kiss the top of this triangle. All right. Now, again, I don't know how hot this next altcoin move is going to be. We may not have time to come back down and kiss the top side of these resistance areas. We may conquer these 50-day and 100-day moving average and sit on the top side of that. And if we do that, that's your sign that you don't wait for it to come back down, because that will provide enough support that it'll just keep moving up. And therefore, those would be your entry areas, as I've already said multiple times this video. DOT was one that okay, so we were resting on the 50-day right here when I put out the last video, and we did pump to one of my targets. Second target was that 100-day. Looks like we're still working on that, but I can actually take this one off the list because we've already pumped on that one in the since I put out the video 3 days ago. So I am going to do that. Bear with me, guys. Bluezell was another one that I had on the video, and we were sitting right here on this support along with the 20-day moving average. We're already moving up into resistance at the 50-day moving average. I'm not sure if we'll conquer that. We may try to hit that 100-day moving average. Remains to be seen, but I don't know that this one should be on the list either because it's already moved. I mean, 3 days, that's what it takes, guys. 3 days, and most of the coins that I had in the last video have already moved. Taking this one off the list. All right, another one I found just today that is of big interest to me, and I'll tell you the reason why. I don't have anything mapped out here except for the moving day averages, but we're currently sitting on the 100 and the 200 just below us, which are coinciding. They're intersecting each other and providing a significant area of confluence. That provides strong support, and that may just be enough to get us through the 50-day and the 20-day above us, which then, of course, you can see we make big moves on this coin. This one has just in the last 2 weeks been up to $1.05. It currently is at 63 cents. So that could be a big mover, guys, and I'm not saying it's going to happen. I put this one in my this week's hotness list because it looks super interesting to me, and again, I haven't mapped any patterns, so I have nothing other than those moving day averages, and the RSI was right around 50. That's a good level to enter. It's not too overbought at this point. I'm feeling like this one could pop soon because of all of that convergence of trend lines down there, providing very significant support. Next one I had on the list was AMP, and again, when I did the video, we were right here. It's starting to pump a little bit. It's hitting resistance. This one, I'll leave it on the list with exceptions. I would not, if it was me, enter this coin unless we conquered this 50-day. The 50-day is providing resistance. You can see we've hit it 3 times since I put out the video. 1, 2, and today where we haven't quite hit it yet, actually. But if we can conquer this 50-day, I would look to enter on the top side of the 50-day and go to the 100-day. And between the 50-day and the 100-day, you have about 20% plus, all right? So that's the reason I'm leaving it on the list, because you still have 25, or you still have about 20% to work with if you conquer that 50 days. So that's the big exception. Only reason I'm leaving it on the list. BNT is a new one I've found. You can see we have conquered a descending trend line, have conquered the 50-day, and conquered a level of resistance, a whole big area of confluence here. We have defeated, and we're working on moving up into another level of resistance. Now for entry on this one, I don't know if I'd enter in the middle here, especially being that the RSI is up here already. I probably would wait for us to come back down to support in here somewhere. So this one's just one to keep your eyes on at the moment. Not necessarily you want to jump into this right at this level, but it is something I want to watch, and it would become more urgent to enter should we drop back down to this level of support, or even below that, our descending trend line. XLM has been every single day for the last week and a half just moving up. Look at this trend line, guys. And I had this on the list when we were on this red candle resting on the 50-day. And so here we have already moved up, and I was expecting us to defeat this and actually even go into the 100-day. Now, if you want to risk it here, I wouldn't say this is a good entry because of where the RSI is and how many days in a row we've moved up already. In fact, I don't see us hitting that 100-day, and it's only 6% up. In my opinion, that's not worth the risk. This was on the red candle when I put out the last video, taking this one off the list. I think I'm going to take every single crypto I had on the list in the last video. I think I'm going to take it off already in 3 days, guys. All right, new. To be honest, this is one that I'm in, and I love the way it looks because we are at the bottom of a triangle. So not only do we have all of this potential from here to the top of our triangle, which is about 25 to 28% away, but should we break above that 50-day, we will then be able to use that as support. Let me zoom in here. we will be able to use this as support, and that may allow us enough momentum to break to the upside of this triangle. And then we can continue. I mean, this looks like it has two different potentialities here. One to move to the top side, which becomes resistance, and that 100-day. The second one, if we break to the top side of that, we continue moving up into resistance at the 200-day. ALC broken to the top side of this descending trend line. We have already done our kiss of past resistance. So the only thing holding us down right now, I think, is that 20-day. And that's not going to provide that much resistance. We're ready to break any moment with this one. ALC, USD. Farm. Okay, we already had... Oh, I had this one on the list, not last video, but the video a week ago. I'm not sure how it appeared back on the list. It's already made its pump. All right, so taking that one off the list. UMA, one of my favorite coins because of its volatility. I mean, these, two candles provide like almost 300%. And that's what this thing does. At any given moment, if you're patient, you can see we've already come back down into my target zone and below, resting on the 100-day. Good support. So it's ready to move again, guys. And if you're patient, you can get these big old green candles, and you can get a 50-100% pump in one day. Not uncommon. BICO, I like this. I love the consolidation. Look at this. All this consolidation. And it has moved up above, see this RSI level I have drawn here? Using that as support now. And let's zoom in and see what else we're using as support. Okay, we're just below the 50-day. I wouldn't be surprised if that moves back up and closes above that 50-day. And then where we're going to go is next level, 190. Above that, you have the 100-day moving average, and that is at $2.52. All right, we're currently at 151. So that tells you how much you can gain on this one. And I love BICO. That's a great coin to be in, even during market drawbacks like this. All right, gods I had on the list last week, last video, when we were on this red candle sitting on the 20-day. We already had our little bit of a pump. We could still pump more, right? Yeah. The only thing I don't like about it, and the reason why, if I was perusing through my purple list, I wouldn't have added this today, because we are under that 50-day moving average. So that is definitely going to provide a level of resistance. As well, the RSI has bumped up quite a bit. I think I'm going to take this one off the list, guys, because this would not, if I'm just leaving things on the list that I would enter if it was me. And this would not be a coin I would enter if I was looking at this today. All right, maybe in the future, if we come back down to this level on the RSI here, coinciding with this purple trend line, yeah, at that point, I become interested again. But for now, it shouldn't be on this list. That was from the last video. Another one I like is Suku. All right, here's why I like it. All right, I thought I almost added this to the last video, to be honest. And I didn't do it because we were under this level of resistance. So I thought that's, and under the 20-day. 3 days ago is when I put out the video. Yeah, I was looking at this and we were under the 20-day and under this level of resistance. We popped right through both of those, hit our heads on the 50-day, and now have come back down to the support at 24.9 cents. And so I like this coin right here at this level. All right, guys. I only have 20 minutes on these videos, so let me do my outro and we'll call it a day. All right, so don't forget, with all these altcoins, I'm starting to see them pop. Be patient. Don't FOMO or ape in. Wait for your signals. Wait patiently for those signals, and you can get a good entry. And if you're curious about how how I make my entries, look for my post on Dogecoin, which I put out yesterday. I'll put it in the related links below. And have a good day, guys. Peace.